31. I'm 31. If I could be 29 again, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No. It's such a weird number.
21.
29.
29.
It's like 36 or so.
Exactly. Like, like I'm not old, I'm not young. Get somewhere. Get in the middle. Marrakesh. No way. It's 29. No thanks.
Are you one of those that would want to be 21 for the rest of the year?
Never, ever. No way.
Do you celebrate your birthday?
Absolutely.
Like, you celebrate growth?
Yes, I embrace growth. I embrace every year is like a different experience.
I mean, I don't,
Why?
I don't like birthdays.
How old are you?
Yeah?
How old are you?
35.
Oh, that's why.
He's lying.
Why don't you celebrate birthdays?
I don't know why. Like, they don't fascinate me. Like, people
so
will
you
be
being
excited.
born.
People will be doing the countdown. No, I'm just grateful that this is the day that I was born. But I don't go all out to get a birthday or.
What about like spending time to that you love? Like
I would do
and your friends.
that I can do any day.
Happy birthday, by
That's
the
the
way.
reason.
Thank you.
What did you do? What did you do for your birthday?
How did you know that it was?
How? Get somebody. How? Come on, what do you mean? I know everything.
Let's shoot.
Okay, sorry.
Hey, I go by the name of Zeni Boy KMG, and we are the conversation with Steny and Kamu. And guys, we back.
The return, Baba.
The vibe that we needed for the return.
Yes. They took a break, but they're back.
We're back, and ladies and gentlemen, in the conversation, we got a special guest.
And she's very
Lebang.
special.
You know what? I used to think you are Lebalang. Like I used to say Lebalang or like Lebang.
No. Lebang.
Oh, Kgosana.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you for having me, guys. I'm excited to be here.
Great. You know what? When I was doing my research and I was looking at you from your Instagram to YouTube, you busy, man. You got this energy, man. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm not gonna put any question. Whatever that goes there.
Yes, baby. Yes. No, I'm busy, guys. Like I need to. I feel like I don't want to not do my best.
Where do you get that energy from?
I don't know. It's just like something inside of me. I'll be honest. Like, and some people are like, "Are you on drugs?" I don't believe in drugs.
Do you ever get tired though? Like,
of course. No, not doing this. I just get tired. Like, but tired of doing what I love. Absolutely not. Never, ever. I've emceed events for 12 hours straight, from 6 p.m. till midnight. Countdown into the new year. Till 6 a.m. I can do hours and hours. As long as it's something I love, I'm fine.
Great, man. I like your tattoos there.
Thank you.
Nice,
I love it. Oh, what is it?
The evolution of Bang. It's like my whole life story. My short life. My 31 years. Just on my hand. I'll quickly summarize because it's very long. So these two, if you guys can see, that's a cross. And that's a music symbol. Those two are music symbols. So I love music. Okay. I can't live without music.
Can you sing?
Okay, Shark. Let's continue with
we hear
the
you,
tattoo.
Brenda Buzz.
Okay, thank you.
And
so
then the tiger or the lion.
That's a lion. So I can explain now why.
And already said
age. This was my birth. Only more age 25. How about from 18 till what? Hey, what's up, Papa?
Let's get done and over.
Yeah, can we hurry it up? No, it's
I also
cool.
want to explain mine. I can
Okay, Arut.
It's so small, so it's so done now.
I got I'm young, well. This is my 21 years.
I think you've already been vaccinated right now, I'm sure.
I haven't.
Hi, Bo.
No, I haven't.
They opened up for you guys a long time ago.
Have you?
No.
No, but I was lying. I'm not 35. Bro. I'm not 35.
You're not, no?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Oh, goodness. Then he said he's 35.
Yeah. That's why I'm sitting and I'm like,
okay, sorry.
What's this old ass man doing?
But are you gonna get vaccinated?
I'm still thinking about it. It's a choice.
Yeah.
So I'm still in the process. I can't give you a yes or no.
I'm doing it tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta do it tomorrow.
Woo! I don't want to SMS. You need proof. Everybody says they're getting Let's see. Congratulations.
I did get. Yeah, I'll still explain. I'll check it. When I explain the tattoo,
He's gonna go find a screen munch somewhere.
But then I get so what's this?
So, okay, so this is obviously like a flower, like kind of blossoming. It's like leaves. I kind of went through a time in my life where I wasn't really sure about myself, who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. So this was me trying out different things and kind of just blossoming, like a flower. And then I think this part was when I was definitely in my 20s. I struggled a lot with like insecurities and stuff. And I wouldn't say I got bullied per se, because I always had this like big personality in high school, but I wasn't sure of myself. So I needed other people's approval for me to feel like, okay, no, I'm worthy. So, you know, those big windows in those churches, those big old churches with the colors. So this window kind of symbolizes that. I'm still going to put the colors in, you know, if someone wants to sponsor me, but I'm still going to put those colors in. This window kind of like was a turning point for me, because I had to go from being a sheep and following people just to being like a leader and a lion, and just deciding like, it's my life.
You are a lioness.
I'm a lioness. I wanted to own my truth and own my story. So this I did in 2017, just this half. And then on my 30th birthday last year, I got this beautiful lady who's actually not even me. I said, no, this is just kind of a representation of all women, you know, all powerful, all super moms, all, you know, women that don't make excuses for things and just go for it. You know, people always like, how can you do this with 4 children? Aren't you tired? Like, you guys just asked me. And I'm like, I can definitely do it. I don't want to use that as an excuse. I used to in the past. I'd be like, oh, can I buy 3? Or, you know, get a job offer. I can't, I'm still pregnant. I don't view life like that anymore. Now I'm just like, life is too short. I need to go for something if I want it. Everything else is just a part of the journey. So this is called the evolution of Bang. Same guy did this one and that one. His name is Ash. He's amazing. Shout out Ash. He does house calls. So call him, he'll come to you, baby.
Now, so what's the point?
Even inside a panorama, he'll come, baby. He'll come. He'll pull up skirt. Great. So that's that.
That's nice. It's a beautiful tattoo.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Skin is it's complying.
Why bona?
It's complying.
Why bona? I mean, it knew the assignment.
Come on now.
It understood it.
It understood. It said, "Why it came through." No, thank you, guys. So the next one is I'm just gonna go like that.
So this side you're not gonna do it?
Nah, probably not. I'll probably leave this clean because I've got like some.
Are you about to do the teardrop? Yeah.
Nah,
like Batman.
Like with no. Go ahead. It's gonna come all the way here. If my partner allows me. Because you're not a
Are you working piercing person? Like
no, not really. I used to. I went through a moment in varsity. I studied at the University of Pretoria. So me and my 3 friends went to an accounting test and we knew we just knew. So as a way to lash out and take out our anger, we went straight to the tattoo parlor and they pierced us. We all had like all over. Same day, we were like, okay, that was just stupid. We just realized we're just being young. So I'm not really into piercings, but I'm not against them. Like, you know.
Great, we're 8 minutes into this conversation, but I just want to get to know you. Like, you know what? I haven't got like as to where you come from. Where did you grow up? You know?
Yeah. So I was dreading this question because when I was watching your other videos, like you guys are so in tune with who you are, where you're from, and I kind of envy you guys because I'm kind of out of touch with all of that. I was born in Joburg, raised in Joburg. I'm quite boring on paper. Like I kinda like, you know, I don't have a gran who lives Komachaying that I can go visit. I don't exactly. And
how do you live?
Right?
How do you
I know. Help me! Somebody help me! I envy you so much because I think it helps you to know who you are.
I think so.
You wake up every morning and you know this is who I am.
And you know the nice thing about it is that you carry the tradition that you come from.
Yes.
To the suburbs.
Yes. And it's a nice combo. Like I'm completely disconnected. My dad is from what's that place called Lebang in Pretoria.
Oh, Northern
Cape or somewhere.
I wish.
I want to Gauteng again.
Like Bona, like to the T. Like my my mom's side, my grand grew up Mosowetso. So like, I'm just a Josie girl inside out.
For sure, you are one of those people that would go to Zebediela for holiday.
Where's that?
In Limpopo.
I've been to Limpopo to watch Travis Scott performing live. That's the first. Like, how sad? Hey?
Yeah, you must go to Limpopo, like to Zebediela. There's a place called the Bridge there.
Yeah.
It's a very
There's
nice.
some animals there, like some swimming pool.
Which animals?
I know there's a tree there. Oh no, a mountain. When you're driving into Limpopo, there's a mountain.
Oh,
And people disappear there.
Who told you that?
When you drive past that mountains and you look at it, you disappear. Actually, I went to Limpopo another time. I think it was 20.
So what happened when people pass there? They
No, when we drive past, we do this. I didn't say anything. Like, we don't want to be involved. We just drive like this. I'm serious. I went there in 2015. I don't even remember.
Imagine you went there, but you're still alive here.
I didn't look at the mountain. I just went, yeah. And then someone was like, can we please stop? I want to take a piss. I was like, no, we are not stopping here.
You are going to disappear.
Yes, that's the rumor. But I honestly, like, I've obviously traveled quite a bit. I have asked, obviously, my parents a bit more about, like, where they from, so that I can also, I want to impart that onto my children. No, mommy's from, so my partner is Swati, and his mom is like half Muslim from Mozambique, and his dad like studied in Cuba, Badula Kompumalanga. So that's my first real encounter with like that whole vibe. And it excites me so much because I'm like, I missed out on 30 years of this.
Yeah.
You know, like on one end, it's like cool. Growing up in Joburg was great. It was beneficial. I was always in the hub, and I always, was able to hustle from a very young, from the age of 13. I was already selling CDs in school. I was selling airtime. Yeah. Like this hustling thing is not new to me. I just told myself that this is what I want to do. But I also look at other kids who every December baya kobona, and I'm just like,
that's us. Man.
Bye guys, I'll see you. Like
that's
we
don't
so
compromise.
Nice.
You don't compromise.
Like you have to wake up at 6 a.m. Like I don't, and it's sad.
If you were to fight with your mom, you'll just be like, yeah, sure, I'm driving back to my house. When you don't drive back, you stay there.
You stay there.
Well, luckily I don't fight with my mother. She's lovely. We've never fought like ever. Maybe like a little bit, but
Tell me, on your Instagram you wrote you're a hip-hop mom.
I'm the hip-hop mom. So the hip-hop mom is like something new that I'm working on. All my life I've been a lover of hip-hop music. When I was...
What's your favorite album now?
Right now, does it need to be current, or can it just be like of all time?
Of all time.
Oh, there's so many. Oh my goodness, I can't. I'll give you my top 5 rappers, in no order. I love Jay-Z. I love Lil Wayne. Who else? I like Wu-Tang. They're my top 10. Wu-Tang's in my top 10. Nas is definitely my top 10.
Did you hear
the new album? I haven't listened to it because I want the hype. I want the hype to finish. You know when you listen to things when everybody's listening to things.
I listen to it.
I want that album now.
Yeah, no. I'll listen to it
now.
There's
a track called Composure, Storeroom, or Run. There's Nobody. There's
he listens to the album.
He did.
Clearly.
I think he listens to it every day.
It's that good. I'm still bumping J. Cole.
Nice.
I'm still bumping J. Cole.
I'm also still bumping J. Cole.
Right, that was a good album.
Forest Hill Drive.
Oh,
that's what I'm currently
still right?
listening to.
Yeah, no, it's top.
So is that the reason why you call yourself?
No, I was still telling the story.
So I think this conversation is going
it's just when I was 16, I was a hip hop dancer in a group called the Repertoires. I don't know.
I think I know that group.
But Repertoire is it's a show, yeah, Zintle Hoko.
No.
The romantic repertoire.
Ooh, you're exposing your age right now.
No, but it's a current one. It's a current one on Sunday.
Okay, so there was a dance group called the Repertoires. Back then, hip hop was still like a huge thing in Joburg. There were dance groups. We were crumping, masters of rhythming,
I know you were doing that.
Guys. It was nice. I've always loved hip hop. And then after that kind of died out,
I don't see it in here. But I just saw when he does that. I'm like, that's
guys,
me
what's
there.
the Yo, I won Jiga Majiga twice.
For real?
You didn't see that in the research, huh?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah, I mean, it's there somewhere. There's also this like ETV Shield dance challenge from where I got in like top 10 out of 50,000 people in the country. I was a really good dancer. I was dancing with Bob Buntle. What's it? Buntle Moody.
Moody Cell.
Yes, Bosne. Like half of the people that you're seeing really pushing the dancing still. Like we all kind of came up together. I just was more focused on money. I was like, there's no hope for dance in South Africa. They don't care about us. They don't view us as a real thing. So I shifted into business. I started an events company called SWAT Entertainment. SWAT Entertainment was where I would throw these massive house parties, like mainly focused on hip hop. I booked AKA for like 1,000 rand. Questa would come perform for free. DJ Capital. So there was a small hip hop fraternity back in the day, and we all came up together. And I guess at some point when my house parties were doing like 5,000 people, I was like, okay, cool. This is nice.
5,000.
Bruh.
Hesh, dude. 5,000.
It was a good time to be alive. The pictures are on Facebook. There's still evidence. I must actually go delete them because some of them.
But I think it's good. I think the reason why we just asking for 5,000 is it's the thing of lockdown is in our mind.
Think of a festival.
Which was good.
Yeah, think of like a music festival, but just like in someone's yard. So we did that. And young up and coming hip hop artists never had a voice, never had a platform, weren't being played on radio. Nobody really saw hip hop as a real thing.
When was it?
I started SWAT in 2010, and then I think the peak was like 2013, 14. End of every term, like you know that after pens down party, that's where I came in. So we'd throw these huge parties. I'll send you guys the flyers. It's actually really crazy. It was a lot of fun. So hip hop was always in my blood. Everything I did, I just involved my love for hip hop in it. So after the house party thing and like making all that money and finishing all that money,
were you making like a good money there?
Dog, you do the math. If I'm charging like 150 at the door and the average, one of my worst parties had like 3,000 people. You do the math. And that was a long time ago.
That can be worse. Like,
But what makes a great event for people to pull up like that?
It's the experience. So at the time, what I was doing was I was selling a story. I was selling a vibe that didn't exist. I wasn't saying Mang Mang's performing, Mang Mang's performing. It's not about who's performing. Even if that artist doesn't pitch, the party still needs to pop off. So we basically created the story. Do you guys remember that song, Looking for Maria? Amateurs.
Yeah, man.
Justin Bieber, call your friends and let's get drunk.
Amateurs.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we did is we created a story around that song, and this is just one of the parties where Maria is now a missing person. Obviously, it wouldn't have worked now. Now we can't play around like that.
Now we can't.
But back then in 2015, it was dope. So Maria's missing. If you want to find her, you come to the party. Girls would send us their pictures and we'd make flyers for them. Everyone was Maria. So you'd come there looking for Maria. And then we shoot like a series. Like every week we drop an episode of this Looking for Maria thing. It was really dope. We were so ahead of our time.
Marketing.
We had, I had my cousins and my brothers like coming up in a car, looking like they're kidnapping this girl and rushing off. And then it was like, ooh, where could Maria be? The week after that, George Wasabi was like an investigator. So he'd come there like looking for Maria, investigating. Like we really went, beyond. So we sold an experience and people were like, I'm Maria, no. So it was just a vibe, man. Like now parties don't do that. Parties are just like, who's gonna be there?
It's all about who's playing.
Popping bottles. We didn't give we didn't care a damn about that. Like bottles and what would turn up. It was just fun. It was the people that you're gonna meet. It was the experience. And till this day, people still talk about those parties. Like, yo, Doug, do you remember those SWAT parties? Oh my gosh. And I'm like,
oh, you guys don't do that anymore?
Absolutely not. No ways.
You just sold me something.
Bruh,
and
I wanted
right now,
to go there.
Where am I supposed to buy the tickets?
There's no way. There's no way.
Ready.
It had to come to an end. I mean, it was for that time. I think if anything, after that, literally a year or two later, hip hop blew up in South Africa, and then I felt like my job was done. I was like, I know. onto the next hustle.
Yeah.
Which came in the form of a child. I didn't know that. And then Jiggy, I'm pregnant, which was great. I had my 7-year-old, well, he's 7 now. Life went on. I finished school. We carried on. What did I do after that? Then I got a phone call and someone was like, why are they looking for radio DJs go YFM?
Sure.
There's something called the Y Academy. And at that time, I mean, I grew up listening to YFM. My cousin, my Ada was on YFM, so it wasn't too far away. I was like, we'll see. And I did promotions for like 10 years. My entire varsity.
What did you study? Sorry.
BCom Marketing and Communications at the University of Pretoria. Tekkies UP, Hatfield, what's up, Zanzu?
I'm a dropout of marketing course.
Hello. I dropped out so many times. I dropped out, went back. I did my first year.
I even forgot that you
did
marketing at some point.
Dropped out.
Only bits.
Because he had like he
accounting. I'd kill
Yes, me too.
Ah.
What was it called? It was
I think
FRK 111.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm studying marketing and communications. Why am I doing accounting?
Why am I doing?
And then
You're
they said,
calculating
numbers. Economics. I was like, nah.
Yeah, economics.
No, then they said statistics.
And I was
STK
I wanted to say that. I was like, I saw
Is
it.
it very hard
I
with the
saw-
marketing to study?
The marketing part is fun. That part
It
is
could be
fun.
fun.
The communications
the
and
communication, the marketing
Everything else.
management, you know.
business management.
business
That was
management,
nice.
Those are nice, but then they make it complicated. Gadi
Accounting.
calculations.
So the following year,
know.
I saw stats. I'm like, I'm not going
There's
there.
no way. Yeah, no. And that's didn't play.
I gotta get to it.
No, that's was deep.
So,
And
but in school fees.
the class was that STK 111. The class was at 4 p.m. on a Thursday for 2 hours. I have to choose between my friends are at the square having freaking the cane train and what living their best lives, or I must go to class. It was pretty obvious what I chose. It took a while, but eventually finished. I just had to, just so that the parents can hot off and be like, oh,
But I think it taught you a lot. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
it taught you a lot. For the fact
Absolutely.
that you've made nice events, then
Yeah.
you use what you've learned. Then.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Even now, for sure, when you're working, you on radio,
Yes.
you're probably using that marketing.
Absolutely.
But before we get to radio,
Yes.
I want to go back to the issue of hip hop. What's your take now? Because like hip hop is dead now.
It's not
dead.
Hip-hop is
It's not
now-
dead, guys. It's just going through
It's
the pandemic.
evolution.
But think about it this way. I mean, like even the artists that do hip hop now, they are doing more piano. For instance, Casper in your face.
Okay, firstly, we said hip hop.
Hip hop, not South
Not
African.
not like
Okay,
no.
okay.
I'm speaking about South African hip hop.
Yeah, let's talk about South African
yes,
hip hop.
I'm saying we talk about hip hop. Okay, so why are we talking about Casper?
Yeah, we can,
Oh,
Casper
Gigi
is
is
not
a-
a rapper. Is he?
Is there
Oh, he is. Miss. He's one of the biggest hip hop artists.
hip hop?
Hip hop.
Yeah.
Really?
It reminds me of that
I'm
MTV,
shaking now.
MTV MC what
Yeah,
list.
the top 10 what?
And then they said Focalistic is number 1.
Same thing. Okay,
I'm
but
like-
Focalistic is a rapper. Have
But
you
he
guys
was
heard him rap?
MC, that
But-
guy is an MC.
He's a hardcore.
He's an MC,
You know what?
yeah.
I want to call him. So, no, I'm kidding.
Hey, I'm shaking now. Go.
No.
I just highlight him
Let's
like,
see.
hi.
Be like, hey, can you please rap fast, guys? I cannot that. How it's yo.
No, it's
Ah,
fine.
let me
I
connect
have
you.
Wi-Fi.
Let me connect you. Let me connect
I
you.
have Wi-Fi.
Let me connect you.
Oh, okay. He has Wi-Fi as
Let me
well.
connect you.
Yeah, you can.
I
you
hope
can
he doesn't
send me
answer
Wi-Fi.
just because.
Yeah, like even whether he answer or not, it's still fine.
Guys, I don't know if you could have to
No,
connect me for
okay.
real.
Yes, connect here.
Yo, you guys are prepared. Damn. Talk about preparation.
Let's
Talk
connect.
about preparation.
Here we
Okay, which
go.
one is
The
it?
second one,
Doesn't matter. Anyone.
Hey,
There's
password.
100 of them.
What's the password? Oh,
the 10.
You can see.
I'm blind, bruh. I actually need to go get glasses. I need to go get glasses.
But isn't he in Tanzania
That's
or
what I'm
something?
saying. He probably won't answer. He's like probably asleep. I don't know what the time what's are.
But you just tell you, oh, this is massive metro. Your own massive metro.
And you know, I'm actually only doing Massive Metro for the month of August. It's like a Women's Month special. Hey?
Really?
Yeah.
I see now you're doing Cliff.
That's where, yeah, I'm doing Cliff Central. Like, that's where I'm at now. Not to say I had to choose. I just like,
Ah, yeah, he's big.
guys, he's not going to answer. Like, he's definitely in like Tanzania.
Don't
or
show
something.
his number.
No, but then,
Yeah, you see, he even hung up. Yeah, guys, he's like
why not dropping
performing or something.
performing
I don't know.
Tanzania this time. Let's check out.
You see, he hung up again.
How do you know him?
He's a busy person.
How do you know him?
Sure. I think she knows a lot of celebrities.
I'm gonna have to open up my Twitter DMs just to confirm how I know Foka. I won't. So most recently, I was the content producer for a show called Shizners.
Shizners, the rapping.
Yes, dog, I'm the hip hop mom for real, bro. Yes, dog. It's not like
when I look at your vibe, I see a little bit of some Ayanda AVP there.
Really?
Yeah.
I worked with her, but I don't think we're the same.
Really?
Yeah, we just both like hip hop, but we're not the same vibe.
Hey, that lady should make you love hip hop, bro.
Yeah,
when she presents there.
Yeah, but she's like, she's
tell
doing
me,
her thing.
so you're saying that Casper Vest is not a hip hop artist?
I don't believe I think he's an artist.
Yeah, I don't think
he's not a hip hop artist. I also don't think he's a rapper. No, he's an artist. That's why he can,
who is the rap? Who is the artist? Hip hop artist in SA now?
Who is like the top for me? Yeah, like of all time or currently?
No, currently, no, of all time.
Currently, or of all time. Choose which one.
Aries
he's a rapper. He's not my favorite, but he's a rapper. Nasty C is very, 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 very good. He's in top 10. He's insanely talented.
AKA
top 10, top 5 even.
Yes.
Top 5, bro. That's Keenan. Keenan deserves, he deserves that spot up there. That's a hardcore rapper. Bro, ding, ding, ding. 1 2 1 2. Come on. Come on. Come on.
It's very good.
And the thing is, sure, he in the growth of his career, he's no longer the artist that he was back then. As with all artists, we grow and we do things differently, we move differently. But with that growth, he's kind of shown his versatility. Not to say he's lost what he was able to do back then. We'll never get levels again.
Never.
We'll never get Touch My Blood again.
Never.
But the fact that he did that and it's like signed, sealed, delivered. If he wants to, he can. But he's growing and he's trying different things. So whereas with Casper, I think he's always been about a lot of different things. He wasn't always just only about, hip hop. He started off as a dancer. The businessman thing is fine and it's good actually because it's keeping him relevant. Because if it was just the music,
I think Casper goes with what's trending.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
If Maskandi was to trend,
he'll jump in.
He'll jump in.
Definitely. And I think that's fine.
Anything.
Him and Boiti are practically the same in that it's about the bag, it's about the hustle.
Yeah.
I mean,
then who's the other one?
If you had asked me in 2015 how I feel about AKA and Casper, because that's when their beef was I probably would have honestly told you, Team Casper all the way, blah 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 blah, because it was fresh, it was new, it was something different that we hadn't seen. And remember, I grew up in Joburg, so I've watched Keenan grow from being in school hustling to where he is today. So for me, I always had a front row seat. Casper was new, he was fresh, he was different, which is fantastic. I think his business skills, fantastic. Music wise, he's cool.
But it's crazy how
unless he does a Tsibib 2.0. If he can do Tsibib again, I'll reconsider what I just said.
But it's crazy how all this year we've been comparing him to AKA, I think maybe it's because of the beef that they had. But it shows that
still from that beef.
It shows that they are in the same.
No.
Are they not?
He will even in 10 years' time, we will still say Casper.
Dog, you know what? Let me make this.
But why would we do that? Why would we do that?
Let me simplify this. I'm going to Spotify. Let's play some classics. Music. If a song is a classic, we can play it right now and we'd still jam. Give me one of your favorites.
Listen to hip hop, look at
Kanye West.
Favorite one.
Give me your favorite South African Casper song. South African Casper song. Just give me your favorite, the one that you can say yo nah. While you think, let me play you Jealousy, because it's right here. It's the first song.
Oh my God, we can't play this because we're gonna get.
Oh yes. So we just played Jealousy by AKA.
We can't play them
while he's still thinking of a Casper song to go up against that. Let me help you. Say babe. Okay, but I'm not gonna play. So hey, I'm having an interview. I'm famous, okay? Just deal with it. How are you? I miss you too, but I live right next door. You can literally just come knock on my... That's not true. I hear everything that you and your daughter say. You're that close. I'll see you now. That was my neighbor Kim. She's so cool. Yeah, she's really cool.
Is she the one that you once interviewed to ask?
No, that's the other one on that side.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why I did
You
that.
asked if people still listen
to radio. Yes.
No, not from my side. I'm not saying Casper Nyovest is nice and all, but I'm just thinking that I think he has contributed a lot as far as the hip hop.
Absolutely.
In hip hop in
absolutely.
SA, you know?
He's encouraged a lot of young kids out there who
Yeah.
also want to be that great to do it, and there's nothing wrong. I think that's great.
I'm surprised that you guys don't put him in your list. You know?
Nah, it's fine. Like if I
Marwena
want to jam,
used to be used to mess with Casper
of course,
Nyovest.
but then we are talking about hip hop. We are not saying do you like Casper Nyovest? I do. I mean,
I also
he's a
like him.
chill
He's
guy. Like,
He used to say what Casper Nyovest can get it anytime.
but that doesn't necessarily mean he can rap.
I'm with you, dog. Like
He can get it, but that doesn't necessarily.
I don't know
mean
about the he can
rap.
get it thing. Nah. We all have our.
I get used to gym because my I came
And then
like,
you get your connect because
Yeah,
I don't know.
connect.
I connected
The GPS was
like
it was working.
you got me shaking. Yeah. I had to grow mine.
Is that why you?
I had to grow.
I think Casper's like as a businessman, cool. I just also think that there's a certain cadence that you need to have as an artist, and I think he lacks that. For example, I know it's all about the bag, but accepting the Bryce show, in my opinion, I think it was a little bit of a low blow. That's what I'm saying. That cadence, you know, there's a way that you, especially within the hip hop fraternity, there's a way that we kind of move, you know, and that for me was disappointing. If he didn't take the Bryce show, I'd probably be sitting here saying that Casper's one of the most remarkable, you know, businessman / artist / anything that South Africa's ever seen. Because I felt like that. And then after he did that, I was like, I was right about you. You're actually, there's a bit of weakness.
That Brightwater.
Dude, like,
I saw that.
people were saying that he
We're a
probably
community.
didn't know that it was AK's show, and I'm
Come
like,
on, shut the front door.
Don't you do a research before
Shut
you
the
take
front
the
door.
job?
Guys, chaleta. Some people are just focused on the bag and that's all that they want. For me, I want the hip hop community to be exactly that. When hip hop started back in the day overseas, it brought people together. People that had something in common, where they were not given a voice on mainstream media traditional platforms. They made their voices heard because of that unity. I can almost say Ubuntu. That's what hip hop is. So when I see these really, really, really influential hip hop cats doing this to each other, I'm just like, you're ruining it for all of us, bro. And that's why I say he's not a hip hop cat. He's an artist.
You know, one other element about this thing of hate, you know, I see what they're doing to Nasty C, man. Like, it's not nice. Like,
guys, Nasty C is so fresh. That boy is so talented.
And he's a young boy that is doing big in America. And as much as he's not booming as such there in America, but it's actually good for him, man.
It's really good. Look, who else do we know that's gone to sign to Def Jam?
Nota out there talking about it.
Guys, can I please just say disclaimer? Like, Nota is one of the most misunderstood people. I've known him for many, many years. I once got robbed at my house. Like, they robbed us at gunpoint, and Nota came to my house the next day. This was many years ago, and he was like, "Oh, you guys will be fine. It's not a big deal. You guys can afford it." I'm like, "Nota, they put a gun to my head, dog. All you're gonna say is I'll be fine. I can afford it." Like, and I was like, you know what? This guy is just misunderstood. It's not. He just has his own views, and in life, when you have your own views, that goes against what everybody else believes. You're gonna people aren't gonna like it. But as long as people are talking, right?
Nah, but I don't like the way he talks bad about Nasty C, man. Nasty C is doing well, man.
Look, Nasty C is doing well, but let's also take a step back and look at holistically Nasty's entire trajectory. So Nasty started obviously he's a Durban-born rapper, doing things in South Africa that people said was impossible. You'll never blow up speaking English. You'll never blow up in South Africa doing hip hop that sounds like you're from America. Everybody was talking down on him, and he did it.
Slicker did it.
But then when he got there, he was suddenly the Zulu man with some power. Like, and we know that like there's a disconnect. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
So he's not a Zulu man. So he's not a Zulu man.
No, he is a Zulu man.
The Zulu man rooted in him, like.
Absolutely, sure, but that needs to translate in your raps if you're going to call yourself a Zulu man. And I think this is what Nosa was ultimately trying to say, is that from a business perspective and sales perspective, it makes sense to market and package Nasty like he's this Zulu man with some power, you know, all the way from Africa, because it's different in the States. It's something fresh and something new. but he doesn't sound any different from them. I think Nota was coming from a point of, if you're going to call yourself a Zulu man with some power, own it, and it has to be believable. Do you know who's a Zulu man with some power?
Big Zulu.
Definitely Big Zulu.
And he's not really like, he's not faking it. You know, it's so obvious, like, Indo.
We once met him. That guy has this, what do you call this? Power.
Yes. I was there at the birth of his son, actually. Like, I was there at the birth of his son, and he left to go to my mind to eat meat. That's how much of a Zulu man this man is. He went to eat meat at my mind, dog. I love him. He's wild, but that's a Zulu man with some power.
Let's go back to radio. When did the love of radio pull up there?
I never knew from the beginning that I wanted to be in radio. I just knew.
It's crazy how you have some videos where you say born to do radio.
For sure. Eventually I realized. I didn't know when I was born, this is what I want to do. It took me a while to figure it out. And then when it hit me, I was like, I was born for this, you know, like before I was just all over the show.
Before you were born to make events.
I was just born to make money, baby. That's all I was born for. So I think
nice. You must teach me the ways of making money.
Just say it, affirm it, and it'll come to you.
Money belongs to me.
Yes. Another one.
Money belongs to me.
I'll show. You need to be sure. Must believe it.
What the affirmation, Mara? Some days you just wake up and affirm yourself.
I just wake up.
You wake up and
there
be like,
go.
yes, I'm
That's
alive.
the thing. Just try affirm some things for yourself.
Not just wake up and go. I don't want to lie to say, affirm things or.
It's man. Just try it out.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just be like, let me do this thing, then I just go. But other than that, never touch money. So. But yeah, you were saying.
What was I saying? Radio. So I didn't always know that I wanted to do radio. As I said, I did promotions for a very, very long time. I started off as a flyer girl, handing out flyers at the robots, and then after that, I got promoted to now I could go do promotions in the mall. Now I'm in the mall, busy telling people, yo, Rakang KFC, yo, Rakang Ing. And then I got promoted to MC. So now we travel the country in this big truck. We'd open up the truck, it would fold into a stage, and we'd park it in the parking lot, and I'd be standing there. Yeah? What's that?
Whatever that you were doing.
The MC. But Gaspade.
Okay, Gaspade. I love it. Did you hear how sexy that sounds? Gaspade. So, yeah, then I was on the stage emceeing, come to the what, come win some what, you know, and then one day, I remember there was a new client, I think it may have been Colgate or something, came to the company and they were in a training session. After they train you on how to actually do promotions, you need to do examples in front of the class. So I just stood up and I was like, okay, cool, this is an iPhone 12. As you can see, it's got this great blue cover. If you want this cover, come through and get it. And also it's got these great features. It's so fast. Boom. The guy who was marking literally just, like, he froze, just looked at me and he was like, radio. And then he carried on. And I think that was the first time where I was like, maybe. I was like 20. I was like, maybe. Anyway, and I left it. I went to Tax FM and I applied. I'm like, oh, now that I've got a new thing, you know, because dance was sort of on its way out of my life. After winning Chigama Chiga twice. Oh, gosh.
What did you win? What did you win there?
Just the title. Chill Teens. After coming in the top 10 with more techies, I was just like, you know, whatever. Dude.
Oh my God, you're from
I know. That's why, like, I am the hip-hop mom. This has just always been me. I've never changed, you know. Yeah, so then I was like, let me see if I can do this thing. Tax FM completely rejected me. They were just like, first of all, no, we don't know you. We don't know where you're from. We don't want anything to do. I was like, okay, they didn't say that. But they just like rejected me and I didn't understand why. At the time, I was actually living at Tax, at Unilofts, which are like apartments around there. So I was like, maybe they want somebody who's from Pretoria because I would still travel back to Joburg almost every weekend. So I thought, okay, maybe it's because I'm too far. And then there was an internet radio station called Rhythm 100 that started. Rhythm 100. And internet radio in the year 2011 was non-existent.
Is it the same as your Cliff kind of a thing?
It's the same thing, yes, but except this was in 2011.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
the Les had a show there, I had a show there, Laryngitis had a show there. We all, again, it was a small community of us. We'd all just kind of get there and for the love of hip hop, just do things and invite people. That's when I was like, okay, cool, this radio thing could become a real thing. And then I left that to do SWAT Entertainment, and then I came back in 2014, went to the Y Academy. I placed second in my class. It was just amazing. It was so nice.
What do you mean you placed second in your class?
So the Y Academy, like every day you wake up, you go to school, you're learning.
Okay.
You're obviously in the building at YFM in like the different departments. So 1 week you're in sales, the other week you're in digital, 1 week you're in news. It's an internship / school. So at the end of it all, you write a test, an exam.
That's where you got number 2.
That's where I got number 2. The person who got number 1 was Mto, and he's still at YFM. Mto on the low. Shout out, babes. Miss him so much. So yeah, I was like, cool. I'm smart. I can do this. And then throughout my time there, I was filling in for a lot of DJs. I would fill in for Ayanda MVP. I'd fill in for Kuto all the time. And Kuto and I went to the same school, actually. She was my junior. So she's just a star. She's lovely. She's lovely. No, she's lovely. She really, and even like in real life, she's like that. She's not like faking it. Like she's just so pure and chilled. I love her. So yeah, YFM was cool. Filled in for some people, and then after the academy, it's like there's 15 of us per class, but not everybody gets to stay. Only about 5 of us stayed. Everybody else got the chop. They had to go back to their lives. So those of us who stayed, some of us got into radio, others went into sports, others, yeah, that was about it, because we were quite a strong team. So we all wanted to be on air. So it started with graveyard shifts, doing like the midnight till 3 a.m. show. At first it was obviously rocky because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. But eventually got into Gervitz, and then I moved on to do the weekend show with Extreme. I was the co-host for Extreme, who's also still at YFM, which is amazing. He's killing it.
Sunday chill.
Sunday vibes or Sunday chill, what. And then on Saturdays it's something else. So I co-hosted with him for about 2 years, which was great. It was nice. But I always wanted to do my own show. And I told him, and at the time the program's manager was Tapura. Tapura, I want to do a show. I'm
ready now.
I'm gonna call it the Bang Bang Club, and that's that. And he was like, the Bang Bang Club?
What is that?
It's like, I'm like, dude, don't worry. It's all about hip hop. It's all about women in hip hop and women empowerment. And it's like, okay, we can try it. And we tried it, and I trained it. I was like the first person in my academy to train. This was in 2014. So I'm like, dude, it's kind of gonna work. People are liking it. He was like, he's not sure. Of which I now agree, because I wasn't ready technically. Like my radio wasn't that good. So fast forward to about 2 years later, now I'm co-hosting with Smash. We're doing the breakfast show together, which was so nice.
This other day you had this pink. Is it pink or blue hair?
Oh, I would always change my hair. At YFM, I changed my hair almost every month. It was different colors, different shapes, different sizes. It was a big, colorful afro one day, long braids that touched the floor the next day.
Also has an afro.
Serious?
Big, bruh.
Used to be big.
Can I see a picture?
Until I fell in love with colors.
Colors are so nice. But what they don't tell you about colors is that they mess up your actual natural hair. That's why I stopped.
Like
in general.
Yes,
no, definitely. I love telling my story because it's
nice.
It's a true story. It's not. I'm not sitting here making anything up.
Smash Africa is no longer at Y, ne?
No, he went to 5. He went to 5 FM in 2018.
He used to do that, what do you call that show?
Massive Metro. He still does it, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
he still
nice.
does it. Smash is doing great things. He got married. He's having a baby. Like, he just, decided to fly. He taught me so much. I'll never forget, working with Smash. I was actually talking to someone about it yesterday. That it was, a very nice time in my life because I was still young, just excited, having too much fun. And he was the opposite. He was young and having fun, but he was so disciplined and so hardworking and so focused. So I took from him all of that. And I was like, eventually when I'm ready, I'll start applying this attitude to my work. And it only came years later, but I'm ever grateful for Smash.
How long were you at Y?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, I was at YFM for 4 years.
When you decide, I'm leaving.
I didn't decide to leave. The story of my departure, it's quite a complex story. There's many reasons. Well, the first reason being the program's manager at the time, Tapura, left. And then they brought back the old programs manager, Tumelo, who didn't know me at all. When he came back to YFM, he was like, "Who is this person?" You know.
Oh yeah.
He's now the programs manager at 947. So he's great. He's very, 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 very skilled. He's good at hearing talent and nurturing that talent. So at the time, when the contracts were coming to an end, because it's like every year, that's when we he was like to me, "Okay, cool. So what's your vibe? What are you about?" And as I said, like I was young, just having fun. Nekese like sure, nekese focused. Like I was just living too hard. He's like, "So what are you about? Like, what's your thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've got things. I'm still figuring them out, but I'm here. I'm a person." And he was like, "Oh, okay." I wasn't doing my best in a room where everybody's doing their best. So I kind of faded into the background, and he picked up on that. I mean, I was hosting Live and Rewired. Sure, I was co-hosting the breakfast show. I would fill in here and there, but there was nothing that would stand out about me. So I kind of dove. Dove is a word, ne? Go dive, mara in past tense.
Go dove.
Gabot, get dovile.
No, I don't know. Let's
Let's
Google it. Dove.
I think dove.
How do you write
Is
it?
it dived?
I think it's dive.
D is for dive. So I dived into my
How do you write it?
DOVE. No, that's dive.
That's Dove.
Ooh.
Yeah, funeral cover.
I dived. So I think I put too much of what I am and what I stand for in my exterior. That's why I was always changing my hair and like always doing these wild, extravagant things. Like every time I'd MC at an event, I'd put on this huge show. I'd put on a costume. I remember MCing Back to the City HipHop Festival in 2016. That's when
Back to the City
was dope, And then I MC'd with this huge teddy bear on my head. Like I was very theatrical. That's the word. I was theatrical. So when I was confronted with but who are you question, like if you take off all of the theatrics, who are you?
Yeah.
Right.
I would always kind of be like, I'm Lebang. And at the time, next Lebang, I was Bang Bang Boogie. To make it even worse.
But this Bang Bang Boogie, I think this name,
it sounds
familiar, man. I don't know. Was it you?
Yeah.
Or was it someone else?
Who?
Bang Bang Boogie.
Google it.
Bang Bang.
I've always been Bang Bang
seen,
Boogie. I've always like.
I think I've
it
seen
started from my dancing days. Just Bang Bang Boogie, like always. I was Bang.
Boogie.
I was Boogie. Then I became Al Bang Bang Boogie. Then I became Al Bang. And Stapora always said to me, "Drop the theatrics, just be Lebang."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's so boring." Again, it goes back to my insecurities and not believing in myself and just needing other people's affirmations.
Yeah.
So I never wanted to do that. Only now at my big age, I think I really started accepting my name properly, like when I turned 30. Now, yeah. Because I've been Bang Bang, I've just been this person.
Yeah,
this
let's
performer.
again.
It's the evolution of Bang.
I want to ask this, ne? Like I'm thinking about it now to say, like, let's say for instance you get a job in YFM or Metro FM, you look at the people that are there already, big guys, How do you cope as a person, especially a person that has a problem with their self-esteem, How do you cope around? I mean, imagine being behind the same mic as of
Big Bang Boogie.
I mean, like, who can I, like, more flavor, for instance?
I didn't do a radio show with him. I did a couple of campaigns with him. Yeah. It's very intimidating.
I think so.
It's very intimidating. Yeah.
Think about it. Imagine
does it not, like, pick you up and...
Look, it affirms why if I can get selected to do a whole campaign with Mo Flavor, clearly there's something going on with me. Is what I chose to look at. I looked at it with a different lens, and I'm not as insecure as I was before. I'm not the person that I was a few years ago where I was just like, trying to please everybody around me, trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
I had to start looking on the inward. So I started this self-love journey, and it's been the best thing I could have ever done for myself, because now when I'm in a room with DJ Fresh and Gareth Cliff and Fat Joe, I don't get, like, I believe that I'm there for a reason. Before, I'd be like, oh my gosh, why me? Why did they pick me? And I suffered from getting, what's that called? Imposter syndrome. So badly. Like, I would do such good work, but I'd never take credit for it. I'd always be
I'm
like,
suffering from that.
It's hard.
I'm suffering from that. I suffer.
It's a real thing. It's trauma. You should go for therapy.
And I have this thing of not even congratulating myself.
Yeah, it's called imposter syndrome because you're like, why
he doesn't affirm himself?
I don't even affirm myself.
You know why?
By that time, I have 5,000 subscribers. But
you know why? If you do that, then the people around you will start to feel that. So that can be your gift to other people. What you believe of yourself to be so wonderful. And if you can see yourself as that, then the people around you can see themselves as that. So don't rob other people that experience just because right now you don't see how great you are.
Like I wonder what would happen if you were to bump into someone that I'm looking up to you. What would you say?
Remember what I told you on WhatsApp the other day?
Yeah.
I was like, how the hell do you guys have 5,000 subscribers? I've got like 99. I'm on 99. Can one?
And then we are back now.
Yeah, so
by
now,
December 20.
Exactly. So imagine, God, can you hear us?
Can you?
Manifest
the universe energy attract. So
yeah, but I think that's something that I'm lacking from my side. I always look down on myself, and I do good. I do good. I do good things, and I'm like, but anyone can do it. This is just
don't have that attitude.
I think you should unlearn that attitude and then learn new things.
And
because
you become
also
a better
with growth,
person.
man. You
become a better person. You become a better version of yourself. You inspire people, like, without even trying too hard to do it.
True.
So yeah.
So at least you're doing life with Lebang.
Life with Lebang.
Tell us about that.
I'm so excited. So that is my new project. That's my new baby where I get to be myself. I wanted to do the Hip Hop Mom as a podcast for many years. Maybe for like the past 2 years, I've still been planning, figuring out exactly how I'm going to do it. I need like something different. And while I was in the process of planning, I got given this opportunity to do a podcast with Cliff Central. How that happened was there's this radio course called I Was Born to Speak on Radio, which is run by Leadership 2020, which is a company that's owned by DJ Smooth, Nicholas Regisford, who was Fat Joe's manager for like 10 years. Not manager, like content producer. So these are radio gurus who have this online course where anybody who's interested in radio can apply and do it online. Anyone. So at that time of my life, I had left YFM because Dumelo was like, he doesn't really see a future for me there. He doesn't really know, if I'm good enough, that kind of thing. Which he told me to my face. He's like, I just don't see you as a real thing. But he also said, but prove me wrong. I was like,
you're currently doing that.
I was like, challenge accepted. I was like, hold my beer. And I went on and I'm still doing that. Left YFM, I went into TV production. Shizners. After that, I got retrenched for some reasons, which I won't disclose. And then after that, I went into more TV production. We just recently did Gen Z for Channel O. And then I found myself stuck, not knowing what my next plan is. I started a food company. I was cooking food,
I hate that part of life.
I first
Being
did.
stuck and
I
not
hated
knowing
it at
what to do
first,
next.
but then I appreciated it. You know why? Because you don't stay stuck forever.
But it you feel
At
like
that
know what
time,
I am.
at that
not
time when you are
moving.
there,
Yeah, it's hard.
They are moving, and
Eh.
it's so sad because sometimes you just wake up so sad and feel like, fuck. Like,
But
don't have
I
to do
promise you don't live there forever. I promise you, one day you wake up different
this.
and you find a plan and you figure out a way to survive. I promise you won't stay there forever. As I didn't. I was broke. I didn't have any money. I had a child on the way. I already had a son. So I was like, you know what? I need to get my shit together. I started developing foods. I'd wake up every morning, cook, sell, market. And it was fantastic. It showed me that whatever skill, whatever I put my mind to, I can do it. And I was doing it fine. And then one day I was on Twitter and then I saw a tweet from DJ Smooth's page that said, tomorrow we'll be chatting to David Mashabela, anybody can tune into this online webinar. If you love radio, you should tune in.
He's actually doing good now with his podcast, David Mashabela.
He's fantastic. He's fantastic.
To be honest, I was listening to his interview when he was interviewing McG.
He's good, eh? No, he really is. And that's how I felt when I was watching that webinar. So I'm in this webinar watching this guy and he's just killing it. I'm like, this is amazing. And then at the end of that webinar, Nicholas Regisford goes, Lebang, you need to sign up to this online radio thing. I'm like, I don't know. I tried radio. It didn't really work. He's like, you're made for this. I'm like, okay. And here I am. 3 weeks later, we're hosting another webinar with Gareth Cliff. And Nick was like, Lebang, do you want to host it? I'm like, okay, sure, I don't mind. So I'm hosting this webinar. In the webinar, I'm like, okay, cool, we've got Gareth Cliff here, blah, blah. So I did like this nice intro with all these cool, funny puns and stuff like that. And he loved it so much. He was like, Lebang, you're so good. Can I hire you to be my hype man? Yeah, we laughed. Ha, 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 ha. I emailed him the next day. I'm like, hello, it's me. Do you remember what you said? Where now we say
hype man.
I was like, available. I attached my CV. And literally a week later, I was in the Cliff Central offices meeting Rena, who's this amazing, amazing woman. And now I'm the creative director.
Oh my God.
So
that's so touching.
Right?
I'm crying.
Like God said, go, my child.
So this is the time.
Yeah. So it kind of just all happened really, really, really quickly. It happened so fast. I didn't know that this was going to happen. But when I got there, they were just like, do you want to do radio? I'm like, sure. They're like, but what else are your skills? And I've got many, many skills. I've got some media work on my belt, some PR work, some digital work. So I was like, I offered them all my skills. And that's what they needed at the time.
Nice,
so
man.
I'm doing like the radio, the Life with Lebang as my weekly podcast, where I talk about things that I encounter in my life and things that we all encounter as people and how we affect each other. So I speak about parenting and raising kids, etc., etc. I speak about spirituality because I'm also going on this spiritual journey. As I said to you guys, I'm trying to really find myself as a young Black South African woman living in this country, but I'm so disconnected from my ancestors and my lineage. So there's that. And then I just speak about healing. Because for me, healing is such an important process that as a country, we've just ignored. As a people, we don't believe in it. It's like, we suffered, we went through apartheid. Oh, well, let's keep it moving. No. At no point.
As long as there's groove.
As long as we can groove and go, we think we're fine.
That's healing. That's part of healing.
Sure, but it's a process. It's only healing once you're able to identify it as that. So I feel like as a country, we never stopped to heal. And that's why we're seeing GBVF rising. That's why we're seeing violence so high up. That's why South Africa is one of the most dangerous countries. It is the most dangerous country on the planet. That's scary, guys. Did you see, like a few weeks ago, 23,000 girls gave birth. They gave birth.
From
Teenage
the age of
pregnant,
10.
10 to 19 or 18. 23,000 in the past year. 1,000 of them are between the ages of 10 and 14. Do you think those girls like
that's literally rape?
That's
rape.
That's the world that we live in. So my purpose is to focus on healing. How do we fix those kinds of things? How do we ultimately make the world a better place? How do we become better versions of ourselves within our small friendship circles? How do we just be better people? So that's Life with Lebang. If you're in a bad mood, you tune into Life with Lebang. If you need some sort of motivation, trust me, I think you'll really like it because I'm not qualified. I'm not a PhD, doctor of Bopelo, psychiatric
therapist.
I've just lived and I've lost and I've learned. So from all of my experiences, I want to encourage other people not to give up, not to lose hope in whatever it is that they do. So that's Life with Lebang. But on the other side,
and I think it's one of the moments that we are at as the conversation, you know.
Yeah.
We stopped a bit. I think we always blame it on COVID, you know. But I think it's COVID and other things that happen in the conversation and led us to stop. I mean, we haven't been shooting in a while. I was even talking to Gamu just 2 days back to say like we haven't even seen each other in a while.
And that's crazy. How are you guys both sitting here right now interviewing me if you guys are disconnected?
Yeah, healing. We are in a healing
You're
process.
healing. I hope you are. I really, really hope you are because this great thing that you're doing of having these conversations, you don't know how many lives you're touching out there. So if it means you guys as the hosts need to make sure that glue is here.
I think we should just go to church.
If that's your healing.
Or just go to a therapy and just talk about it, because some of the things are just things that you just carry from the past and then you don't talk about them.
Trauma,
Yeah,
but just talk, like, as the host of the show, guys, real talk in front of your viewers. I want you guys to connect again. You can't not be shooting because of COVID. You can't just like stop. This is your dream.
And funny how we are not shooting, but there's groove in between.
Guys, can I tell you one thing? My dad always told me that like fun goes nowhere. Parties don't finish. It's the person that finishes.
We'll see if we'll finish.
You don't want to. Like, just find it in yourselves. And it's not as big as church and as big as therapy. It's just sitting down and having a conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be clear to your viewers when there's like a disconnect. Like,
but we back.
Better be. The face doesn't say that. So.
We back.
Back. Beep. That's healing. That's life with Lebang. I want to sometimes have those difficult conversations. I want to be able to confront these things.
When is it? Is it on Tuesday?
It's on every Thursday from 11 till 12, but it's a podcast, so you can listen
whenever
you want.
And it's just like an hour.
It's just an hour.
Can we
But you know what?
though?
But you know what? You know what? You know what? I always what I would recommend is that when you do it, don't be those people that will say, you know what, I want to invite people so that we can talk. Just do it on your own
the whole time.
Yeah.
I think it gets boring. Sometimes you just need someone with experience.
Yeah, sometimes.
No, I don't like those things. No, I don't like those things. Mama, we just did the therapy. What?
No, but it's part of the process, dog.
Yeah,
It's part of the process.
Sometimes you just need
The
someone
thing
who's qualified to.
To back it up. Imagine if I'm sitting there telling people how to heal, but I'm not qualified.
When
Like,
you're just telling us that we're disconnected. How do you know?
No.
exactly. How do I know?
But you see, how does she know?
When did you diagnose that?
Exactly, and that's my point. That's
But
why
you
you
see-
need some professionals.
You see, sometimes the qualification is an experience or what you went through
Sure.
that qualifies you.
Sure.
You know, someone can be a psychologist or a therapist with a qualification from the university, but they've never went through a moment
That's
or a
true.
situation. So I would always. I mean, like I said, now I'm on my downfall now as the conversation. When I listen to you, I'm like, no, that's dope. So imagine you bring someone that will tell me about all those technical things that they learn.
No,
in
but
school.
then I don't think it's like that. I get it.
It's just my take. Like, I don't like it that way.
You know what the thing? Look at it this way: balance. You need a
Yes,
balance. Everything
yes,
in
I
life is
actually wanted
balance.
to say that.
Everything in life is balance. Equilibrium. Every little thing is balance. You spend all your time with your friends and zero time alone. You're off balance. As much time as you put in your friendships is the same time that you need to put in yourself. Balance. If I'm gonna speak there from Strateng, from the life University of Bophelo, and say from my experiences, I have to balance and bring in somebody who's got who's a credible source, and has body PhD,
like
body what.
It's on a limit about people should not vaccinate because 5G what you know, but then they don't listen to doctors and scientists.
Yeah, they listen to people on Twitter. You need to get a credible source. Like, that's just the world we live in. The world we live in is, let's see on paper how, if you qualify.
For an example.
The jab.
But we need to get vaccinated, guys.
Yeah, we must. So,
Like,
you know what? I have a last question that here.
Have you even asked me any questions?
I don't know. Okay, I have a first question.
Then we did ask questions.
Okay.
No,
I just feel like I've been rambling. Like, at no point was it. So, what do you think of world peace? Like, I've just been going,
We haven't even asked her, how do you feel about the vaccine? How do you feel about COVID? How do you feel about
LGBTQI community.
Plus.
He said with your plus. Come on. I mean,
LGBTQI
plus
community.
community.
Respect. Put some respect.
We haven't even asked about that, but
Cool.
it's fine. You know what? On your show last week, you've asked Blakey was on your show.
Yes, that's Massive Metro, which I'm only doing for August, for Women's Month. Yes.
Oh,
I know.
That's nice though.
Yeah, I wanted to do it like until, but I just can't. It's too much.
But you know what? I must say, you have a nice voice, bro. You kill this voiceover.
Voiceovers.
Stop it.
Hey!
Thank you so much.
There's this other, listen to the voice. There's this other video that you did on Twitter. It's like they give you this other script. Then
That
you
one,
have,
yeah, Koloi. Oh,
Yes, it's that one.
was it the one? Of
The content was different car.
Well, with different.
Yeah. I
the
really
other one,
enjoyed it.
the news
But how many times did you practice that thing?
Don't lie.
How did you?
I'll be honest. I think I didn't practice. I can do one right now.
Please.
Flingo, and what?
I'll do one right now. Let me go to my TikTok. And this is my downfall. I don't practice enough. Shh. If I practiced more, I'd be so good. I'd be a lot better. It's just I don't practice enough. What's it called? Voiceover challenge. I'll do one right now for you guys.
Have you not done any voiceovers for companies?
When I was
brands?
at YFM, I did 98% of the voiceovers.
Like you have a very great voice, no
Thank
lie.
you. I did all of the
choose,
voiceovers at
let's
YFM.
see.
I wish I got paid for them. Let's see. Voiceover
Say
challenge.
that.
You edit it out. Edit. Edit. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Cool. Here's one.
The one that you practiced.
No, I'm just gonna find a random. You guys can even choose it for
Okay,
me.
that's fine. Let's see.
Like,
Could choose this one.
Where?
First one.
The
Because
first
I
one,
think
eh?
that's
This is the
it.
one that she did, Mus.
You didn't do this
I
one.
don't think I did this one.
She didn't do this one.
The commercial. It's the one that I did. If it's a Subaru, I've done it. No, I haven't done this one.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Where's the original? What's this guy's name?
What-
Noble Son. I
what-
just want to find the original.
What's the original?
The original, as in like without this girl duetting it. Noble Son. There it is. You guys are my eyewitnesses. I'm not even practicing. I'll just cough so that I can get the phlegm out.
Where is it? Because now we're gonna have to like look.
No.
for it.
He has a lot. You can
Yeah.
just. Where is it? Hey.
It's over.
Video to find out. 4 scripts, 50 seconds. This is the car commercial.
I already
voiceover
did this one.
challenge.
No,
Oh, you did the car one.
I did the cow. No, I did this one. Let me not cheat. I want to find one that I haven't done. Because I get it, you're saying, Khorena.
Yeah, I think that's the.
Where is it? You know what? Let's just go back to the one with that girl. But then just know that I won't be able to see it that well.
Get the first one.
Was it the first one?
Yeah.
No, that's the car one. Here's one.
Could you be a voice actor? You have this video to find
Let's see.
out. 4 scripts, 50 seconds. This is the narration voiceover challenge.
Narration.
Starting now.
Sarah knew Jack was the one from the moment they met, and they spent the next 5 years exploring together. But now, Sarah is ready to trade in the frequent flyer miles for a permanent home in Kansas. Armed with a search warrant, police collected samples of Jason Marie's hair and impounded his Subaru Outback. A piece of carpet was removed for scientific analysis. Using this opportunity, offshore wind farms will integrate new high-voltage technology to maximize interoperability of industrial equipment and transmit even more energy. Each star we see twinkling in the night sky is a luminous sphere of superheated gas, much larger than any planet. And each gas has a story to tell. I mean,
Could you be a voice actor?
I
I could
mean,
also be a voice actor.
You must be a good reader. Then.
you have to be a good, and you
and
need
you
to
need to read
practice,
fast
guys. You
also.
need to practice. You can't be like me. Like I don't
What
practice
other
enough.
language? What other language do you speak?
Kgosana,
One
but like
time.
the Joburg type, you know, Zulu, the Joburg type. Je parle le petit français.
The Joburg time.
Yeah, that's about it. Like,
Yeah.
those are my languages, of which I wish I could speak more because I know voiceover work, especially. Like, you get a lot of work if you can speak other languages. So I'll submit my tapes, and they usually come back and it's like, yeah, it was good, but we can hear that you're not really from KZN. this is not, we can't play this on Ukhozi, you know.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, yeah, you know, like Lesedi FM won't accept it because we can
Lesedi
hear,
FM.
you know, so yeah, but I'm trying. Like, there's a person who, I think I met him on Facebook. He sells paint. His name is Mulato. He sells paint. I bought paint from him like 3 years ago when I was doing some DIY thing, or last year. And a few days ago, he was like, hey, would you be interested in receiving daily Bible verses? And I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, what language? I'm like, do you have English? He's like, I've got English and Setswana. I was like, Doug, please send them in Setswana. So every morning when he sends me a Bible verse, I practice reading it because I want to get better at it. So today's one, Faki bitsang karabe, tle modimo wa me, yo o siameng. You see, I'm terrible at this. Untirele sebaka se se atlhameng, fa ke le mo matshwenyegong, when I'm in trouble. Like, I can translate.
That's David.
Ke Pesalem. It's Psalms, sweetie. But maybe it's David, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was written by him.
Nkutlwelwe. Listen to me. Botlhoko mme o utlwa thapelo ya me. Yeah, it's hard, but I'm learning. I'm learning.
You know what?
I'm
That first question of mine, or last question, I'm saying you asked Blake, you know.
Oh my word, I even forgot.
Yeah. I just interview.
Also, like, I don't want to lie, but I also forgot that we were talking
about Blackie. Like,
Talking about Blake. Yeah. Is he a rapper?
Yeah.
Is he a rapper?
That is, he's a rapper.
yeah.
That's an artist.
That's
an artist right there.
Okay,
He sings, he raps, he communicates using his art.
So he was on the show and you're asking what advice would you give to a son?
To a daughter. I get it, woman's
Oh,
life.
no, to a daughter.
So I said, if you had a daughter, what advice would you give to your daughter?
To answer that question.
Yeah, it's a hard question. I even asked Lucas Raps that question yesterday on the show.
But I want to ask you, what advice would you give to a son?
To a son. What the advice I already give to my son, and this is what I teach him every single day: ask for everything. It's like the 3 magic words in our household, because he has this tendency of wanting to do things for himself without asking for permission. So on every scale, whether it's a small or a big thing, I encourage him to ask, to always speak up if he has something to say. He must never feel like he can't use his words. I always say, number 1, ask for everything. Number 2, use your words. If you want to know something, there's no such thing as a wrong question. There's no such thing as, you can't ask that. There's no such thing as impossible. So I think at the core of my parenting, it's always encouraging my son to ask for everything, use your words, and treat his sisters with love, because he's got 2 little sisters. And there'll be times where I'll get a phone call from the school and they'll say, hey, or there was a fight. And he'll trip a girl. And I'm always like, how would you feel if that was your sister? So he's doing this thing where in the household, he's taking care of his sisters and he loves them so much. And he's a very, very good boy when it comes to looking after his baby sisters. But when he goes to school, he's this macho, you know. I'm like, keep the same energy. The person you are at home needs to be the person that you are at school. Because otherwise you're going to grow up doing this thing where you're a different person wherever you go. And I don't want him to be like that. I don't want to raise a douchebag child. I say this all the time, because douchebag kids become douchebag adults. And we've got enough douchebag adults. So my advice to my sons is always that it's use your words. It's ask for everything. And it's, you know, keep the same energy. Be the same wherever you are. I mustn't, now that I'm talking to a security guard, I'm speaking in a different way. And now I'm talking to a CEO, I'm speaking a different way. You need to keep your energy the same everywhere you go so that you stand for something.
So it's like, don't try to fit in.
Yeah, like I already paid the school fees for that. I already struggled with that most of my life. So there's no need for him to do that.
Do you think podcast is taking over from radio?
Definitely. Niche is the future. Niche markets are the future. People know what they want to listen to. And now they've got access to that. If you love DIY and planting and gardening, are you going to sit and listen to 5FM for 3 hours?
Nah.
No, you just go online, type podcast for gardening, and you'll listen to what you want to consume. That's the direction that we're going into. We're going into niche markets where people know what they want and they'll choose what they want and they'll have access to that. We come from a time where people decided for us what it is that we want. They shove it down our throats. They force us to listen to Amapiano for 3 hours a day. They force us to do whatever, you know. Now we've got a choice like, thanks, I like piano, but not right now. Let me try something else. And I can. So podcasting is definitely the future. I would definitely still like to do radio. I mean, it's not like I'm removed from it altogether. I'm just doing podcasting right now, but only God knows what the future holds, to be honest. Like I can say one day, like one of my dreams was to end up doing 947 eventually. But like now I'm just like, I'll see, you know, like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it is. Like, you know, I'll still do what I need to do. I'll still change people's lives. I'll still encourage people to be better versions of themselves. I'll still want the best for whoever's listening to me. And it doesn't matter where I'm doing that. I can do that 947. I can do that YFM. I could do that Cliff Central. I could do that Massive Metro. As long as I'm doing it, I know that there's someone, even if it's just one person, will send me a DM and say, thank you so much. That actually helped me so much. That's all. That's all. That's the only reason why I do what I do.
That's dope. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conversation with Danny and KMG. Now we're chilling out here, Lebang. Hey, it's been a while, but we've
Like,
been.
How long have we been here?
I think it's been an hour and a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but the first one was 40 minutes. Now this one is 32.
It doesn't even feel like it. We haven't even gotten into any questions.
We haven't, bruh. I haven't asked you anything.
We haven't. We've just been conversating.
But that's the point. It's
That's
the
the point of the conversation.
It's very nice. I'll be honest. I'm so glad.
Thank you so much for
Is
your
that it?
time.
Yeah.
Wow.
We really appreciate you.
Bye bye.
Oh, no. You need to do the closing.
I'm kidding.
She was gone.
I'm kidding.
We really appreciate your time, man.
Thank you,
I love your energy,
Thank
bro.
you,
Like, you know what?
guys.
Your I don't know if it was because I was doing some research about you, but your page, your Instagram page is becoming my favorite page.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
means a
So
lot to me
that's
because I've got so few followers. Like,
yeah, I know.
I've got like 4 guys to saying it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've
When
never.
I said to Serena as the conversation to get to 1,000.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Let me follow you guys right now. I already followed you on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. We did also subscribe to your channel.
You did subscribe. You became my 100th follower or something like that. Yay, the big 100.
But tell me, do you see yourself working maybe in like your? Oh, but you said you want to work at
947.
947.
But remember, at the same time, I don't mind. Sure, if it happens, but even if it doesn't, I'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
What were you gonna ask? Do I see myself?
Yeah, no. Do you see yourself in those kind of radio station, your Metro FM, your
Metro? No. No, Metro is huge. I just don't know if I fit Metro per se. I think I'd fit more like a 5FM, 947. Because as I'm saying, dog, I grew up like in a mixed. Joburg's always been mixed. I grew up around white people, black people, Indian people, colored people. We're all a cocktail, so I relate to everyone like that. So I think I'm more suited for like a 5FM, 947. But at the same time, like since I did a little bit of television production, I think my end goal is going to be something more like that.
we didn't have followers there.
See, follow. That's all you gotta do.
See,
That's all you gotta do.
see.
Oh, this is a nice, colorful page. Okay, I'll stalk you guys later.
I followed you.
Yeah, that's KMG there. That's
So you can
KMG.
also follow me back.
Okay,
That's
cool.
KMG.
Do your thing.
That's KMG.
So yeah, since I did television production, I think my end goal is gonna be something like that. Like I'm gonna have like a production company, but within this production company, it's like we do TV, we do like online stuff, but we also do podcasts. So it's gonna be like a media hub where you get a range of things like content, being able to consume it in different mediums. That's what I'm ultimately gonna end up creating. That's my goal.
Ah, great.
You know, I actually want to have a production company as well. You need to sanitize, guys.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today, this episode is sponsored by Blue Sunny sanitizer. So they just wanted us to show you, like, look at the bottle. Like the packaging is perfect. The actual liquid is not too heavy, and it smells great. Thank you. You can see like the lid is an easy look. Squeeze, like just squeeze it,
But
and
we need to finish.
sorry. You guys asked for this. Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We should have seen
it
it
was
coming.
a very nice.
We should have seen it
conversation,
coming.
honestly. This is like that welcome back catch up.
Yes, so I'm glad that I was a part of the return.
And then you know what? We're gonna do part 1 and part 2.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
down.
Put them
I'm
like
down.
this.
I'm down. I'm definitely down for
Are
that.
you down?
I'm so down.
So you're no longer hosting events.
No.
If we were to come to you and say we want to host
If you want my services, I can absolutely offer them to you.
nice.
I did a media launch this year that I hosted for a client. So I'm still hosting events. It's just not like
they are your events.
yeah, like my clients come to me and say we want to do this, want to do that. So I'm more of a consultant when it comes to eventing. I don't host my own events, but I will one day. I'll be back. I'll do like the HipHop Mom Festival or something.
Love more and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like Loot is a vibe. Yo, Loot is a vibe. Give vibe. She's a vibe. She's a vibe.
Let's love.
Yes. Stop it. I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a conversation with Den and Kamo, and we out for now.
For now.
Yes.
It's all happened so quickly.
Zed.
Oh my god.
But guys, please
We're
keep
out
shooting, man.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
will.
what-
We will.
what-
We will.
I'm gonna actually challenge you guys.
Now we will. We will.
Live. You guys are seeing. I'm challenging them.
Challenge
To
accepted.
We were
Oh, my
actually.
beer.
We were actually.
I like it.
Yeah, I want my beer. We were actually supposed to shoot. Who's this guy? Ziggy.
Ziggy, I think I follow him on IG.
Ziggy.
The one that just had a baby, nah?
Yes, he said, yeah.
Yes.
He called me now and said, like, he has a baby, so he's not sure if he will be able to do it. But I was like, no, it's fine, man. You know
He's
what?
so good looking.
Like he's a fan.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah, I had a conversation with him this morning.
I've
I was
actually
like,
never met him.
he stays around Randburg.
Really? Oh, that's nice. What does he do? He's executive producer,
Yeah,
creator.
only that the Love web series.
Oh, he's an actor and a filmmaker. Yeah, he's dope. I don't even know how I'm following him.
That you even know that he has a baby.
That's because I'm following him.
I only knew about that just now when you told me. I was like, no, I
Is
have a
it?
baby, man. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to pull out.
How big is the baby? I'm sure the baby's still a newborn.
Yeah, it's still a
Mofenako.
I was like, hey, plus if not get a shila fetch. Probably I'm like shila fetch one.
Okay.
That is then.
Isn't that like dirt? Isn't that, it means
I
dirt, ne?
didn't do any
Give off a-
wild things.
Ke bo failure eng?
I don't say it.
Ngiyabotsa.
Not
Oh, do shila fala go shila fala.
yeah, keep a faith.
Like,
Mara-
keep a
mara
faith,
sing mo
but-
diaparong.
Like your
Spirit.
energy, spiritual.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's tunzi.
Yeah,
don't know in
like
Zulu.
like if you were to have sex and go see a newborn,
You can't.
yeah. So maybe it's then like
No, I
that.
did not have sex.
Oh.
I'm just saying shila fetch. I was drinking.
Hello, mom. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that went south real quick.
You're such a great actor, actually.
Right?
Please.
Actually, acting.
I used to get awards in high school for acting, and then I told my parents that I want to study acting, and then they were like, "We're not putting you through school to study drama." They were
You have
like,
siblings?
"No." Yes, I've got 2 brothers.
Oh, okay. Are you the last one?
I'm the middle. I'm the only girl in the middle.
Mm.
Got a big brother and a little brother.
Aw,
Yeah, so I'm like sandwiched in between, and we actually all look alike as well.
that's
We
it.
like the same person.
So nice.
Yeah.
So nice. You have beautiful kids as well.
Thank you.
I did
Thank
not see
you.
them.
You didn't see them, but you just said my Instagram page is your favorite.
No, I did not see them. I mean,
In
like,
real
now,
life,
in
no,
real
you can
life.
come meet them when we're done if you want to. They're just very wild. So if you're into like, wow, you're in the right place.
That's dope.
Okay,
Thank you
so
so
must I
much.
do like an outro or what?
You can
Yeah,
do it.
you can do it.
Okay. Hi guys. I'm kidding.